Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is Friday. Don't mind Adam Barraza in the back seat, because this is different. This is a different KSAT-ized version. Adam's going to try his best to hide, but I'll explain. Adam is one of our great photojournalists here at KSAT12, and this is Pickup Lines, the talk show in a car, same Ernie Zuniga, just working for KSAT12 now. And so I'm blessed to be able to continue to do this show. The bosses here at KSAT12 were very complimentary about Pickup Lines, and were supportive of me continuing this format and keeping everything as close to what I had before. And so here we are. On this Friday, we are rolling on. But this is a different type of Pickup Lines. If you notice, normally I have notes. I have prepared notes and stuff. The KSAT12 bosses here, and who am I to argue with them on my first week on the job, have selected two guests, and I do not know who they are. I have not been told. Adam doesn't even. He's in the back. He's backseat filming this. He doesn't even know who they are. Right? I'm telling you. See, he doesn't know. So we are standing by, and presumably it's going to be colleagues of mine. But and I see somebody coming out right now. Well, we'll find out if this person is coming to me or to somewhere else. But nonetheless, I'm really excited to be here at KSAT12. Everybody has been unbelievable and amazing, and I am honored and thrilled to be here. And it appears that this person is coming to me. She's getting in my car, so I'm assuming she's coming for me. God bless Sarah Acosta.
Oh my gosh. You're probably just like, oh, great, it's Sarah.
No, it's not. It's
Sorry,
not at all.
I have to bring my Stanley everywhere. I was never a Stanley girl until I got pregnant.
My Stanley's inside. Oh, by the way, you're pregnant and could give birth in the next half hour.
My
possibly.
water, I am 9 months pregnant.
Yes.
And my water can break on your nice suite.
I believe it's waterproof.
Oh my God, how embarrassing. I keep thinking, like, oh my gosh, I just, like, don't want my water to break on somewhere, like, nice and where I'm going to, like, I feel really, like, embarrassed about it.
Because I have lived with a pregnant woman before multiple times with my wife, so you adjust the thermostat if you want it hotter or colder.
Thank you.
And by golly, if you go into labor, we'll take you right to the hospital.
Okay, we'll do it live.
I'll buckle you up and we'll go straight over. So nice to see you.
Yes, so good to have you. By the way, Ernie, you've been such a great addition to our KSAT newsroom. Like,
thank you.
It's just like a seamless, like, oh, Ernie's here.
It's been amazing. Everybody has been so great, and I don't know what else to say. I mean, like, you hear great things about KSAT, and I've heard these things for a long time. I mean, I knew you a little bit. You know, we kind of knew each other a little bit, just kind of from our media dealings in years past and stuff like that. You've been here how long now?
I think 7 years.
7 years.
About 7 or 8. I can't remember. I think 7.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever 2018 is.
It's about 7 years.
Yeah.
Yes. Physically, you're feeling okay right now?
Yeah. No.
It's
No, I'm not. And so I mean, I'm 9 months pregnant.
Yeah.
And I've had a very difficult pregnancy, and I've being on TV.
Yes.
And being pregnant is not fun.
I believe it.
Because you gain a lot of weight. I am all fluid. And, you get viewers commenting about your weight.
Yes.
I've gotten lots of emails like, are you okay? You seem out of breath on air. Are you okay? Like, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm not okay. I'm 9 months pregnant.
Some people are less subtle than others.
Yeah. So it's difficult because, people comment on what you're wearing. You should be wearing this.
Oh.
People have, are you sure you're not having twins? I love that. I love that one. Are you sure there's not twins in there? I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
She's been checked out.
I'm acutely aware of the pain and how big I am.
Oh, gosh.
So, yeah.
But it's cool that you have a good sense of humor about it, because it is what it is. I mean, pardon the cliche, it is what it is. I obviously don't know what it's like to be a pregnant woman on television, but I have watched you in the mornings or whatever, standing on that set and thinking to myself, my gosh, that cannot be pleasant.
It's not. It's not. But I love my job.
Yes.
And people are like, well, why aren't you on maternity leave yet? You're 9 months pregnant. And I'm like, because we live in America and we don't get 12 to 18 months off. I get 12 weeks, which I'm grateful for.
Right.
That's more than most women get. And so I want to spend every ounce I can with my baby.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm going to power through.
So you have a little boy or a little girl in there?
Little girl.
Okay.
Her name's going to be Dottie.
I love it. Well, I got 2 of those at my house, and so it's a beautiful thing.
You know, my husband's excited to be a girl dad.
Fantastic. All right, so since I'm wrapping up my first week at KSAT,
Okay.
today is officially wrapping up my first week.
You did wonderful.
Thank you, by the way. What do you remember about your first week at KSAT 12?
I don't really remember it. Let me think. Oh, I came during Fiesta.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I came during Fiesta, and I wasn't from San Antonio. I was from Corpus Christi, and so I was just pumped.
Yeah.
I was like, this is awesome. I love San Antonio. I love Fiesta. I think it was like, I worked for 3 days, and then, because I've always worked the weekends.
Yes.
And then that next week there was like Fiesta coverage, and we were doing parades, and it was a blast.
The planning is already underway for Fiesta 2025 here in this building, and so that'll be, and I'm honored to say I'm going to be a part of that, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
This is my first Fiesta. I am missing.
You have a good excuse, though.
I'm actually really excited to take a step back and experience Fiesta as a normal
A
person.
civilian, yes.
Yeah, and not an on-air, because I mean, you know what it is. Fiesta is a crazy month for us.
Right.
It's like you go to events and it's go, go, go. And like you don't really get to enjoy it because you're always working it.
Right.
And it's fun, but it's exhausting.
Yes.
And I kind of just want to like sit back and like watch a parade. And like yell things like, show me your shoes. And yeah, I want to do all that stuff.
That is awesome. We are visiting with Sarah Acosta, one of the fine journalists here at KSAT 12. And a friend for sure, and a mom to be. Again, it could happen at any time.
It could happen in this car.
It could happen right now. So we're standing by too because Mario, our boss, basically kind of took over the show today. He produced it instead of me.
Oh, okay.
He said, "I'm going to send you out a couple of people," and he didn't tell me, so I had no idea you were coming out here.
You're like, oh shoot.
No, that's not.
You saw me waddling up.
No, I just want to make sure. Your health. And your baby's health is my only concern right now.
So Ernie sits there and has to listen to me talk. Like, my favorite part of a KSAT newsroom is kind of the banter that goes on. It's like being inside, like, a locker room. Like, you just kind of hear, you know, us talking trash to each other, and
I've heard some interesting things already.
It just continues.
But that's good. But it's a great group. I mean, it's a great group, and many of you have been together for a long time, so that's super cool. What are you most looking forward to when it comes to being a mother?
I am so excited to be a girl mom. Like, I grew up with brothers. I was a tomboy. I didn't know how to dress. My mother, like, dressed me, because my mother dresses really nice and stuff, and I really was never a girl. I was never a girly girl. So I'm really excited to be a girl mom and do all the girl things that I've never really gotten to do. And my husband is excited to be a girl dad. And I'm like, boys are gross. Like, I shared a bathroom with 2 boys. Brothers. They were like, we were 14 months and like 3 years apart.
Right.
They were yucky. And the boys stink. And so I'm excited to have a little girl who's not yucky and doesn't stink, and you can do like cute girl stuff. And I have nephews and they're stinky. I love them, but they're stinky.
They stink. Okay.
Yeah, and so I'm just like, oh, I have the non-stinky little girl. And to like teach her how to garden and do arts and crafts, and if she wants to do sports, I was a sports person. Well, like, I'm just excited.
God bless your husband when your daughter starts going to Ulta and Sephora and everything, because I'm knee deep in that right now.
I know.
And all that Bath and Body Works and Lush and all those places.
He's YouTubing like how to do hair and.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got to learn all the girl things, and he's going to be great. It's
going to be fantastic here. We're standing by. We're with Sarah Acosta here, KSAT 12 News. Watch her on the weekends, and of course, you're here with 3 days a week during the week, and then you work weekends. But presumably, we'll be on maternity leave very, very shortly, and then your comadre Sarah Spivey is on her.
Yeah.
maternity leave right now.
Yeah, I saw Sarah on Sunday. She brought Everett over, her baby
Yes.
boy. She's doing well.
That's great.
And I think it's just so funny that we got pregnant together. She's 3 months ahead of me.
Yeah.
There was 5 women total at KSAT that got pregnant. And it was crazy. And I'm the last one. I'm the last one standing. But everyone was like, what is going on?
What's in the water here?
But it's funny because when I told Mario, I had to tell Mario earlier on because I was getting
Our boss, yes.
all kinds of morning sickness. Like 5 weeks in, I was like, Mario, I can't do the morning show anymore because I am very sick. And literally there was silence on the phone. It was like over the phone.
Yes.
And I was like, Mario, you still there? He's like, oh, I mean, congratulations. It was awesome. But I think it was because one of our producers had also told him like that day that she was pregnant. And then Sarah, had just told him like 2 weeks ago. He was like, probably just like, oh my gosh. But it was funny because Sarah and I joked about what if we get pregnant at the same time?
Yeah.
And then it happened, so it was great.
Very good. It's a beautiful thing here. A few more minutes with Sarah Acosta. We're waiting for the mystery guest, the second mystery guest here. So are you, my Stanley, I have a green one that's all beat up inside, and I'm a Diet Dr. Pepper and an iced tea person. What do you have in your Stanley?
It's water. It's iced
Good for
water.
you. See, that's a responsible, responsible
I
choice.
never liked water until I was pregnant. You're just like parched all the time.
Right.
And I made fun of girls who use Stanleys. I was like, I'm never going to use them. I'm never going to be a Stanley girl. And then my sister-in-law gave this to me, and she's like, you're going to need it. And she was right. I use it all the time.
My wife is addicted. I think that's one of her addictions is Stanleys. We have a lot of them at home.
What was the one thing that surprised you about KSAT this week?
That surprised me?
Where you were like, oh, okay.
I said this earlier. You guys have so many like cool little toys and programs and software and things you use.
Really?
Just to navigate through the newsroom and just in the way you put stories together and everything. I mean that's probably not a great fancy answer, but that's just like just all that stuff. And the newsroom is great. It's wide open and everybody it's great morale and everybody seems to get along and it's a good mix.
I think that's my favorite part about KSAT is just the newsroom energy.
One thing that did come to mind, the lighting here in the studio is dramatically different than anything I've ever had before, and it's very revealing.
Well, I asked Ernie, and I didn't ask it because I had seen you on air. I was just like, I was talking to you face to face, and I was like, oh, he's got great skin. Oh, do you use makeup? That was my question.
Right.
And then he was like, oh, should I? And I'm like, no.
I typically don't. But I think it's apparent here, just having been in the studio a couple of times already, I'm going to have to go to Sephora this weekend or Ulta and have my daughters pick me out.
Oh, they're going to have so much
little
fun
powder or something like that. So, you have one of the most green thumbs of anybody that I know. Like you have a passion for gardening and you do that on the news a lot. Mm-hmm. Where did that come from?
I don't really know. I started gardening when I was in Sacramento. I was in Sacramento
before
this.
Okay.
And you can grow anything in Sacramento. It's called like the valley up there.
Yeah.
The soil is great. And then I started here, the Mankey Community Garden. I used to live right in Mankey Park.
Super cool.
And I kind of just learned as I went, and I killed a ton of plants.
Yeah.
But it was my great therapy. It was like a stress reliever. And I was like, oh, and now I don't have to go exercise because I burned all these calories.
Yeah.
Gardening. And I just thought it was so much fun. And then I started doing it a lot, and landscaping. And
that's awesome. And
then I was like, you know what? I can do a lot. I'm very passionate about the environment and environmental stories.
Good for you.
I'm doing one environmental story today. And I was just doing a lot of like gardening stories here. And then one of our producers was like, you should make this a segment here. And let's get it sponsored. Shout out to Rainbow Gardens. Thank you.
There you go.
So much for sponsoring our segment 2 years in a row now. It's been great.
That's awesome. I'm
not a professional. I always say I'm not a master gardener. I don't have any certificate. Like, I'm not professional. I've just killed a lot of plants. And I'm here for the beginners to show you how I killed the plants and what helped.
And it can be
that
you can grow stuff here in this climate. Gina Francis is one of our viewers here. She says, hello, special guest in the back seat. So if you're just joining us, this is Adam, who's a photographer. He's doing his best to hide himself. But KSAT, they went all out on this. There are multiple.
Why are there so many cameras?
Well, Adam and the crew here.
Oh
we've got GoPros. You can't see them obviously here, but we've got GoPro cameras on here. We've got a photographer. Gavin's outside. Adam's in the back seat.
Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 cameras.
Right.
and one Big Mike, and we have two. I don't get this, Ernie. You're like the star child right now. You are being so spoiled because I was like, I've never had 5 cameras on a shoot before. So
I'm feeling the love. I'm feeling the love here.
Ernie's our new favorite.
Stop.
I think I've been too outspoken to be the favorite anymore.
No, get out of here. You're fine. You're fine. What do you like most about KSAT12?
The people here.
Yeah.
If I ever, this is it. Like, news for me, this is where I'm going to be. San Antonio is home. If I ever left KSAT, oh my God, it would be so hard because, like, I have made all my best friends here.
Yeah.
I really, the workplace balance with, relationships and friends, I have honestly, my best friends I work with.
Right.
I work with Sarah Spivey, and she's one of my best girlfriends.
Yes.
Max Massey, who used to be my co-anchor.
Of course.
Oh my God, we're still super close. One of my besties.
Attorney Max Massey now.
He's just so much cooler than all of us.
He is pretty cool.
He had to go to law school and be a big shot attorney, and I'm super proud of him, but
yeah,
pretty jealous. Our photographers, AZ and Bermia is one of our good friends.
Yeah.
Just everyone, I just feel like I have so many friends here, it'd be so hard to leave.
I get it. No, I totally get that. I can see what you're saying. So Corpus Christi, what high school did you go to?
I went to King High School.
King Mustangs?
Yeah. Wow, look at you.
Well, I'm from Victoria.
Oh.
So in my sportscasting career, early on, I went and covered a bunch of Victoria played the Corpus schools.
They were part of our district for a while.
It was Victoria High School, which no longer exists, and Stroman High School, which no longer exists.
We would drive to Victoria, and I played tennis and cross country, and we would go and play Victoria.
Back in the day.
Yeah. No, and I loved Corpus. I'm, from there. I got my first job. I was part of the Corpus Christi Caller-Times. I was
the newspaper.
I was a newspaper girl, turned digital girl, and then I worked for ABC KIII there for 3 years.
Yes. Okay. Very good. And the rest is history.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Well, we're waiting for our mystery guest. I guess I want to.
Maybe I forgot.
I don't mind you staying. I just want to make sure you're comfortable.
There's meetings on top of meetings. Ernie, I'm not comfortable no matter where I am.
There's nothing. Just the seat. If you want, it's heated. You can
No, I'm so hot already that my.
Oh God, oh Lord!
I'm just gonna.
There she goes.
That's not a cute angle though. That makes me look like I have a triple chin. I'm already looking like I have a double chin. Oh wait, that's pretty good.
Okay.
This is such a fancy car.
No, thank you very much.
There's so much suede in here. I don't know what to do with myself. I really don't want my water to break.
No,
in
it's
here.
it's called Palomino. Is the seat covering everything, and it is waterproof and it's fine. And you're good. You're good.
Okay.
Is there one fact or interesting thing about you that might surprise people, or that like a fun fact about Sarah Acosta?
I don't know if it's I'm very blunt. I'm very outspoken. I'm sure people who watch me on the weekends, maybe they know that already.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not very girly. Yeah. I drive a 4Runner. I drive a lifted. We have 2 lifted 4Runners.
Yes.
I have 2 dogs. I have a turtle that's inside right now.
A turtle.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He's 13 years old.
What's his name?
Harley.
Harley. I used to have a turtle when I was younger. His name was Tortuga.
I had a Tortuga too.
Yes.
And then we had a hurricane in Corpus.
Oh no.
And then I was like, Dad, where'd Tortuga go? He's like, I try to be like, Tortuga, come inside, as the hurricane was blowing in, and he wouldn't come. He's like, forget you, Tortuga.
Oh,
and then we washed away. We never saw him again. But Harley is 13, and we recently relocated him from my parents' house in Corpus Christi. He was living in a huge tank, and we built a pond for him outside.
Well, so he's like a water turtle, like a tortoise. No, tortoises are on land, right?
Yeah, he's a turtle.
That's right. He's a turtle.
He's a red ear slider.
That's right. Okay, thank you.
And so we built this pond for him, landscaped the whole project in my front yard, and
it's awesome.
But in the cold weather, that pond freezes over, so we bring him inside.
Yeah.
And it's Project Don't Kill Harley, because I would feel really bad.
Yeah. No, I totally get that.
They're supposed to stay alive. He's going to grow old with me. He's going to be 80.
He might outlive all of us.
I know. So I'm like, okay.
As turtles tend, or tortoises tend to do. So, well, that's awesome. Well, I won't keep you any longer because I know you've got other things.
Do you want me to
do.
find your next guest?
I mean, if you, well, I don't want to put anything else on you, but
I love going into the fun fact. I love going into the newsroom and just yelling at people. So I can just yell and see if.
I mean, if you want, that's fine. And did we leave anything out, or anything else you want to say?
Anything else I want to say? I love Ernie. He's been such a great addition here, and it's so nice to have a familiar face here on KSAT with us.
Thank you. It took me when I got this badge the other day, and I saw my face on the logo and everything. Like, it really took me like a couple minutes to like let that set in. Like,
what a great photo. Mine is not. What you are getting the special. I'm like against like a white wall.
Trying to rub it in
with like no lighting.
I'll talk to the staff and we'll get you a better photo. But
oh wait, hold on. I think your next guest is coming, so I'm gonna wait until they walk.
Okay, yeah.
Because I want to harass them.
Again, I do not know who this is.
Oh, it's Stephania. Oh my God, look at her. So beautiful, breath of fresh air.
Oh, there's okay, Stephanie.
Yeah, and I'm gonna waddle out of here.
No, yes. What do I need to do?
Turn it on again.
How do I turn it on? Okay, push the.
How do I open this door?
Push
on the bottom of it.
Yes.
Yeah, just push record.
Okay, we're still we're still live here. So okay.
Look at these doors.
Thank you.
This is a spaceship.
I got you, lady.
Thank you. I was just saying, like, he's getting such a real guest now, and I'm gonna
stop it. No.
Birth my way out of this vehicle.
Okay. Thank you, Sarah Acosta, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Ernie.
Bye, Sarah. Okay. Very good. We continue on here. Pickup Lines, the KSAT12 edition. Our second mystery guest is coming in right now. And she happens to be my neighbor in the newsroom, Stephania.
Hello.
It's so nice to see you. I love your dress, by the way.
Thank you. I thought it was very colorful.
My gosh. So this is what you're going to wear tonight on the air and everything? Everybody's going to get a sneak peek here?
It is, indeed. I thought it was very fiesta-y.
I love that. Mm-hmm. Thank you for being on Pickup Lines with me. Mario, our boss, again, kind of hijacked the show, and he said he was going to provide me with two guests, but he wouldn't tell me. Normally, I would have notes, and I'd be prepared. Hopefully, this doesn't reflect negatively on me.
It's all good. I won't hold it against you.
Okay, very good. How long have you been at KSAT now?
A little over 3 years.
So I was asking, just since I'm wrapping up my first week here, what do you recall about your first week at KSAT 12?
I was very wide-eyed. When I came here, I was so excited because I have been a huge fan of KSAT for so long.
Yes.
So even when I was working in Corpus, and then I was in Philly, I was still keeping tabs on KSAT because this is where I wanted to be. So I was just kind of in awe.
So you're originally from where?
Brooklyn,
because so Sarah Acosta was in Corpus. You spent some time in Corpus.
Yes, I was there for 4.5 years, and there was some overlap there, or between she and I think but she worked for a different station.
Okay, okay. What do you enjoy most about what you do for a living?
Talking to people, meeting people every day.
Yeah.
No day is alike. No 2 days are alike.
That's right. That's right.
So I think that's just fun, and just being out. And meeting, this isn't a normal cubicle job, and that has its pros and cons.
Yes, it does. That is true. What are your earliest memories of being a young girl in Brooklyn or wherever that might have been when you first saw the camera or the microphone or saw somebody on TV and was like, "That's what I'm going to do"?
My grandmother raised me. My mom would work, and my grandmother would watch me, and we would always watch Telemundo and Univision.
Yes. And
I remember that, for a lot of that, for that generation, right, it was very important to be informed. So you had your newspapers, and it was appointment
Absolutely.
viewing, right?
Absolutely.
So I just remember, I just knew that when the news was on, they were talking about things that were important. And so everybody would just kind of sit, watch.
Yes.
My grandmother did. And I was like, that's it. That's what I'm going to do.
And you've never looked back since then?
Never.
Yeah.
Never. How about you?
I was 10 years old. I've told this story before where I was 10 years old. I was at a little league baseball game. And I got on the microphone to do the public address announcing, the person that says, now batting number. And I just remember that instance of like being on the microphone and talking and people's reactions. And I'm from Victoria, which is one of the smallest TV markets in the country, like to this day, and had the TV station there. So I was able to get a job there and kind of work my way in, and then eventually work my way up and get here to San Antonio.
Lovely. Well, I love that you're here and that you're my desk mate.
Gosh, yes. I told her yesterday because you have you have roots from Puerto Rico, correct?
Yes, my mother is from Puerto Rico.
I love it. And so I said, full disclosure, it's my fault. My Spanish is not as good as it should be, but now that I have Stephania next to me, hopefully some of that will rub off on me.
Although I did tell you.
Yes.
I said you're going to come out speaking with a Puerto Rican accent.
Well,
you know, when you speak with people, they're going to be like, oh yeah, pero quién es él? You know, what is he talking about? You know, I'm like, it's all good. But you do have a lot of Puerto Ricans moving into San Antonio, so it's all good.
Yes, that is true. Do you like the cold weather? I mean, being from Brooklyn?
No, never liked it. And it's the funniest thing that, okay, so I came out just for you. I didn't wear my coat because I knew that it wasn't going to be a far walk.
Okay, yes, we're right by the building.
Yes, right. So I was kind of, but I have to tell you, I cannot stand the cold. And whenever it's cold, people go, well, shouldn't you be used to it? No, there's a reason I'm here.
In South Texas.
Yes.
Right.
I love warm weather. I do, even when it's really hot, I'm like, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'll take the heat, the extreme heat over the extreme cold any day. What do you do for fun when you're not here? Can you turn off the news thing, or do you go home and still have to like watch it and be immersed in it?
See, that's a funny thing because I don't think anybody could really turn it off.
No.
Right?
I can't.
You're constantly surrounded by it. It doesn't matter, even if you're not watching a linear or TV, old school TV news.
Right.
You're still if you're on social media, you're on Instagram, you're on Facebook. You're seeing what people are reacting to. So there's no way to really turn it off.
I get it. I totally get that. Now that I'm back in the newsroom, if you will, I'm not turning it off. I'm not able to turn it off.
How does that feel?
It's a great feeling. I told people that, I had a lot of fun, and I, kind of did some soul searching and some things while I was away for the last 20 months. But, and you can still broadcast live, and you can still do shows, and you can still talk to people. But the one thing I didn't have was the newsroom, the camaraderie. And you obviously know what that's like. And being in the studio, right? That camaraderie that is just really hard to duplicate somewhere else.
Is it like a drug?
I guess
like
it
adrenaline
is.
Where you're just like, yes. Maybe it's the structure that you miss.
I literally walked into the studio on Tuesday morning and grabbed the desk, like on either side, and just like held it for a few seconds, and I was like, I felt familiar again. But seriously, like it sounds great, but and then it was the RJ and Steph and Japhanie were in, Justin were in there in the morning and everything, and it all came back, right? And it's just a great feeling. It's hard to explain, but I've been here a few days now, and everybody's been so great, and it's just I love the dynamic and kind of the mashup of people, and it's just a great vibe.
You know what, it really is, and I hope that when people watch us, they know that it is authentic. Steve is a wonderful journalist. He's also a goof. And he's also joking on everybody. Myra is exactly how she comes off. She's a wonderful, strong journalist. She's also serious and methodical, and these are all great things. What you see is what you get on KSAT.
Somebody asked me the other day, is Adam Caskey as crazy?
Yes.
I don't have to finish.
No.
And I said no. Adam Caskey in the newsroom is the same Adam Caskey you see.
I was thinking about this. He's kind of like a mad scientist, He loves, and that's what I love about it. He's a weather nerd, which most meteorologists are. He loves what he does, and it's not like it was told to me once. You could be really smart,
right,
and make things sound super easy, or you can be the kind of person who makes things sound super complicated. He does the former, right? He makes things sound, and that's what makes him great. But Caskey is Caskey. He's just, but I love having that energy. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you one quick thing. Go ahead. So one time he was kind of like doing, I don't know if it's called the, what is that dance?
Oh, the dance.
The floss.
The floss, yes.
The floss. So he was just so he and a producer were just kind of going over what they were going to talk about, that he's just kind of like doing like that, whatever. And then I was like, Adam, he's just having a normal conversation, just kind of like doing that. He doesn't even realize what he's doing. And that's Adam. And I asked him once, I was like, do you drink coffee? And he was like, oh no, God no. And I was like, thank Could you imagine?
I can't. I thought that was. I
A
thought that was him.
caffeinated Kasky?
No, I wouldn't want to. I don't think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's good just the way he is.
We're not ready for that. But I did want to tell you that.
Yes.
I do love watching our shows and the morning show, just because it's nice to wake up, have your cafecito,
See, yes,
and
yes,
you know,
yes.
ease into the day. And I watched you were talking about this, because obviously the huge story has been, you know, the SAISD schools with the weather or
right.
whatever. And you were and I just love the way that you talk.
Oh, thank you.
No, I just love the way that you present your stories in a very conversational way. That, you know, I just feel like it's so funny that you were gone for 20 months,
right?
And now you're here, and it's like, man, you didn't miss anything. There was no
that means a lot.
There was no rust.
That means a lot.
There was no rust.
No, I appreciate it. Listen, I told people I don't do a lot of things well, but one thing I can do is talk, and probably to a fault, because I can just, you know.
Guilty.
But we got in the right business for that, though.
This is true.
But no, people have been great. KSAT has embraced me because I'm coming from the angle of I want to tell positive stories. I want to focus on the positive. There's enough craziness out there already.
I agree.
So I want to get into the community stuff, and the fact that KSAT has embraced Pickup Lines, and to be able to have you in the car with me here is such a blessing and a treat and everything. But I really am looking forward to everything. I guess, kind of in closing, do you have any advice or anything else I need to know?
Sir, you are going to do more than okay. If there's one thing I've learned is, first off, never let people see you sweat. But if you need help, we're all here.
That's true.
And that's the whole thing. And I just think this is advice for everybody. You know, when you start a new job, you're so, it doesn't matter, you know, how well versed you are. There's always like that nervousness, right? Because you want to do well, and you also don't want to look bad in front of other people.
That is true.
But here's the thing. Everybody here wants you to succeed.
Yes.
If you succeed, we succeed, and we're so happy to have you on with us.
Amen.
And honestly, whatever you need, we're here. I'm here. Your Puerto Rican sister.
Muchas gracias. Again, I'm going to work on my Spanish. I'm gonna try really hard to get better.
Say huepa.
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 There you go.
Which means
it's like opa, like the Greeks
Oh,
say
okay.
opa. It's like huepa. It's just like wow.
okay.
But it's more of just an energetic.
I love it.
I feel like Kasky could say whippa
He
very
probably,
easily.
I probably has said it.
Yes.
That wouldn't surprise me at all. Thank you so much.
You are so
I know.
welcome.
She's got news prep to do and scripts to look over, and she's sitting here in the car with me talking. So
Chisme.
thank you. Appreciate it. The
Anytime.
Great Stephania Jimenez, my neighbor in news inside the KSAT12 studio. What a great episode of Pickup Lines. Sarah Acosta, Stephania Jimenez, and to everybody here at KSAT12 who's been so great. I can't think of a better way to wrap up my first week here. So thanks to you and to everybody, and I guess I'll see you on Monday.
Yes. See you then.
And in the meantime, you'll be on in just a little bit.
Yeah. Well, tonight I'll be on the Night Beat. So
Okay.
check me out then.
Very good. There you have it, another episode of Pickup Lines. We'll be back again very soon. You never know who's going to be in the car with me. I quite literally didn't know who was going to be in the car with me here today. But what a treat. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Bye.